All right, switching gears here, let's talk about closer to home, Fairfax County. We're nearing the end of the second week of the au pair affair trial. Brendan Banfield's defense team continues to make their argument. This is a live look inside the courtroom. Today, they tried to cast doubt over the investigation into Christine Banfield and Joseph Ryan's murder, claiming detectives botched their work. Joining us now is Katie Lasso. And Katie, court started at 9:30 this morning because of the impending snow. We're trying to get as much court time in before the snow gets here.
Right.
A lot of today's focus was on the officers involved and the defense really trying to cast doubt on how thorough this investigation really was.
Right, and specifically on Detective Brendan Miller, who was the digital forensics section at the time. This is his summary right here, part of it. And at length, his summary did not align with the theory, as the defense is calling it, this theory of catfishing, which is the theory we've heard about from the prosecution. They're saying that Brendan and Juliana conspired together, made this fake profile for Christine Banfield, lured Joseph Ryan to the home, right? So this forensic section, that kind of goes against what they were saying. If you take a live look into the court right now, you can see this is Sally Fayez. She's with the Victim Services Unit for the Fairfax County Police Department, and she just took the stand. For some context here, they went to break. They did a 15-minute break and they came back at 3:50. So she's been on the stand about 20 minutes or so, and they're asking her about some of the text message conversations that she had with some of the other officers. And that's really what we saw happening all day. But let's take you back to Brendan Miller. That was really the focus. And we heard several of different officers testifying to their involvement in his transfer, if you will, because he was transferred out. The defense saying he was transferred out because the department didn't agree with his theory. I want you to take a listen to some of the conversation between Lieutenant Giasio and the defense attorney, John Carroll, about Detective Brendan Miller.
It was not the data that I had issue with, it was the interpretation. And I think probably some of his analysis went outside the bounds of what he would normally do.
Yeah, so he's talking about that forensics evidence, and he's saying he didn't quite agree with it. He says he also had other evidence that would show that Juliana's story matched up with their data. And we're talking about phone data, specifically, you know, the window conversation, but then also the conversation where Juliana said that Brendan told her to leave the gym early to go home and send some of the messages on the FetLife social app, if you will. So that conversation, he says some of that aligned with their evidence, therefore proving their point, their theory, that this was in fact catfishing.
Today was a very long day. It's still going on. I believe court will wrap up at 5:30 tonight. And while we haven't seen on the surface like big fireworks, a lot of what was being said was so important because
crucial information.
Exactly. And so a long list of defense witnesses and a long week ahead, even though it's now Thursday, we're going into Friday. But we will talk to you tomorrow about what the day brings. Katie, thank you so much. All right, for more than a week now, we've been taking you inside the courtroom with live coverage of every moment of this trial, and there are several ways